with Intern with our season 39 Bootlist game. Everybody who's not familiar with the Bootlist game, you're about to get real familiar with the Bootlist game. We're bringing it back again for season 39. It might take a hiatus for 40. So if you've never entered before and really want to do it, now's the time to do it. Because all of you are going to be trying to scope out who won season 40. Probably already have tried to scope out who won season 40. But we're talking season 39 Bootlist game. Really self-explanatory. It's one of our most fun ones. We give away a buff to the winner. So if you enter, you win. Everybody enter, do it. Intern has made it a lot easier for us to score this year, but that also means that there's going to be a new way you have to input it. So listen closely. We're going to give it to you right off the top of the episode here. So there's no excuse for you to not do it because you only had to listen to 2 minutes of the podcast. So everybody should be listening to 2 minutes of the podcast. I hope you are. But anyway, it's real simple. Pretty much all it is you try to predict the boot order 20-1. Whoever you think is going to finish last place, that's your 20th. Whoever you think is going to win, that's your number 1. We do the math by if you pick somebody to get 20th and they finish 18th, you get 2 points. Person with the lowest points at the end of the day wins. So 0 points is a perfect score. If you get 0 points, we're going to assume you cheated. So don't get 0 points. Intern, what do you got for us? Because you did something.
All right. So after many seasons of endlessly typing in names into an Excel spreadsheet, we decided to make this easier for ourselves. So there will be I'm assuming that there is the link to the Google form in the description of
it's in all caps.
video.
It
Perfect.
Sure is.
Yes. Click that. That is important. You will get there. You will see a form. It says, what is your YouTube username? Do that so we can contact you if you win. If your name isn't there and you win, we can't do anything about that. Then there will be a spot in the form for every single place, starting with 20th. So whoever is the first boot and gets 20th place, you will put that person in the spot where it says who will get 20th place. Just type every single person's name down until you get first. And whoever is first, the winner of the season, that is the last box. I put a reminder there. So don't get it flipped backwards because that would make it a lot harder. So yeah, just fill those boxes out and it'll be way easier for us to get boot lists done. So
yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Then we can actually give you an update every week rather than doing it once every 25 days. We never do it. So now you actually will have updates every week because it's going to just be there and it's going to be easy and all of that. Try to spell the names correctly too. I believe that
please spell the names correctly.
Yeah, the way that we have it on here, we have Chelsea, CHELSEA. So when we go and we change that to first position or something like that, whatever place Chelsea gets, it just updates the entire sheet for us. So do type the name out if you can be so kind. Elizabeth is the name we're going with. Lauren, we're not doing Lauren Ashley. Oh, Alexa.
We'll just do everyone's no one has nicknames yet. We'll just do every person's first name. So spell it right. If they have nicknames, we won't know that until after it starts. So we're all good.
Yes, exactly. So there you go. We have everybody's name here. So go ahead, fill that out that way. It's a lot easier than doing it the way we were doing it, which was hell and which Intern never actually ended up doing on time, even though he lost bets and said he would do it.
Whoa. This is easier forever, Phil. I consider the debt paid.
We'll see how it actually works. Okay. I'm curious to see how it's going to go. Maybe Intern should fill his out on the sheet so I can see it update the Excel sheet here.
Oh, I should do that.
Oh, does it do it live?
Oh, yeah. Let's see, Intern. Come on, do it.
So with that, Robert, who was number 20? Who is going home first in Survivor Island of the Idols?
See, for my number 20, I put Vince. I love Vince.
Wow.
I think he's super cool. I don't think, from the interviews that I've listened to so far, he sounds fun, but it sounds like he sounds like one of those people where he either or he doesn't integrate immediately right away. He's someone that if I met in real life, I would be like, this guy might be a bit weird. But then after maybe a week, I'd be like, wait, this guy's super cool. But I think that, maybe not if his tribe gets goes to tribal council first, I don't know if he's going to survive those early tribals.
I too have Vince in spot number 20.
Really?
Oh,
I do.
Guys,
I do.
Oh my God. I'm so shocked. My voice is cracking.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That is not where I have Vince. Wow. Phil, let me hear your take. I wonder if it's similar to Robert's.
My take is, I said on the cast assessment, I have a hard time with this cast. There's nobody who screams early boot to me. I always end up getting it wrong anyway. But right now, Vince is my early boot. I mean, I don't know. There's just something about him. I agree with Robert. If you do this, you might like him after a little bit, but he's on a tribe that, if he loses, I think he goes like really, really early. So yeah, I have Vince as my first person. Alexa's winner pick, we both have going out first. And then again, she had Stephanie Gonzalez. And how did that work?
Yeah. Vince is my new Stephanie Gonzalez. I do not have Vince winning, but I do not have him in number 20. But we'll have to wait a little bit to see where I have Vince placed. But
I think he's on the weaker tribe, and I think if they lose, he just goes home.
I think he's I guess he's on the weaker tribe. I don't know. So my number 20 is actually on the other tribe. It is on the, please stand by, Vokai tribe, which is what they're called. Also, I think it's Lyro instead of Layro, as we've said. So my number 20 is Jack Nichting. I have him at number 20. Yep, wow. Shocker.
That's
big
incredible.
Shocker. So I think this is going to be one of the first seasons in a very long time where being younger is not an advantage. And he's the youngest person on this tribe. I think, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm getting from Jack. I think he's like really positive. I think he'll be solid in challenges, but this is just an older cast. And I don't know if his vibe is really going to gel with his tribe and this cast overall. So, and also as someone who is an alternate, I think he's going to come out and be super eager, which is so fair. And I totally get that. But I don't know. I don't really know who I see Jack vibing with. And I think early on, that's the only thing you need to do. So,
yeah, I had a problem with Jack in the cast assessment because I said he might come out too eager. He was the one who actually was like already out on the island. He was out there for 38, I think it was. So it's going to be hard for him. I have him somewhere in the middle. I just think that I think he's going to be like a little like Gabriel-esque from Marquesas. Like I feel like it's going to be something similar to that, where like he's just going to like love being out there to play Survivor. And I don't know, like how much is he going to overplay? I don't know what's going to happen with Jack, but I toyed with putting Jack way down there. I really did. This is a really tough one. This is a really tough podcast.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I think Jack could. I mean, I think traditionally, like the surfer bro has like made it pretty far, which is why I have confidence in Jack.
Yes, his archetype typically does very well.
I lost my pen. This is the worst.
Oh my gosh, no. Robert, what's your 19? Let's hear it.
My number 19, I have Janet.
Wow.
I think
idiot.
Oh, sorry. She's from New Jersey.
Phil is triggered.
I think this is a little bit weird because like we do have an older cast, and so it is not as much of a disadvantage to be older, but I do think that there still is like, I mean, she's a lifeguard. I haven't seen too many of her interviews, but like it could be like a Reem thing where like, you get over a little bit of like the like get over being an outsider a little bit, and then you're able to come back in and you get more ingrained than usual. But I don't know. I don't think she like, I mean, our lifeguards athletic. They are pretty athletic, right?
Dude, she is
extremely
jacked.
athletic.
She could beat the crap out of you. She could beat the crap out of you. No doubt. No doubt.
Well, I believe it, but I don't know. I had to put her somewhere, so here we are, 19.
But you put her in the wrong spot. I mean, that's just plain and simple. Normally I would put Janet low, and like normally, especially like with a cast like this where it's kind of tough, she'd be somebody I'd put low, but I actually think her tribe works out for her. With somebody like Dan Spilo, I think her tribe wins early on. I think they're a lot stronger, which is going to make me idiotic. I'm now looking at my next two boots. I'm probably going to have to change my boot list. But I think they win early. I think she gets along with the people on her tribe. Dude, 59-year-olds from New Jersey aren't the same as like the 59-year-olds they normally put on the show. Normally the older people are like Midwestern type people. I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm just saying they have two things to overcome. One, there's not that many Midwestern people on Survivor, and two, they're older. And now you have Janet, who's from New Jersey, and most of this cast is from the Northeast. So I think she's going to be able to fit in well because, I just think like older people in the Northeast, they're cool. Everybody likes older people from the Northeast, right? Like name one person from the Northeast who's old that you don't like, Robert. You can't do it.
I can't even name one person from the Northeast, Phil.
Well, that's shocking because you just named me, and I'm from the Northeast, and Alexa's sitting right there.
Oh yeah, I do not really like Phil that much.
Yeah.
Ooh,
brutal.
Burn.
I'm
roasted.
I don't have my pen, so like I'm having a panic attack, so I might have to get up and go get my pen. But I am going to change my boot list. And
Wow, that's so
and
Alexa of you.
it is, and it's
Very
mainly
self-aware.
you just opened my eyes, intern, where you just put Janet and Vince as your bottom two. And I like to always think I'm going to get the perfect boot list. And that tribe just is not losing the first two tribals. Or I'm sorry, wait, Vince is on the other one. Oh, Vince is on Lyro. I think Lyro loses both of the first two tribals. So I think Janet is going to be safe because I think she's going to survive. I had originally had somebody else here, but I'm actually going to put Elizabeth at number 19. And this comes straight from Survivor Not Safe for Work. And I'm going to name drop the crap out of Johnny Fairplay right now. And if he's not listening, somebody tell him to listen at 10 minutes and 40 seconds because he's going to get one of those weird Johnny Fairplay excited moments that we all hate to hear about. But he brought up, him and Matt brought up a great point, and Jenna Lewis. I listened to the whole podcast. Yeah, I did.
It's a fantastic podcast.
It's great. Jenna Lewis is wild. They brought up a great point. She is clearly a recruit.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about that and I was like, this is a really big fan heavy season. And the fact that they put her as like Olympic medalist lets you know, like, she's a recruit. And I have nothing against Elizabeth. I really dug her in the cast assessment, but sometimes that's all you need to consider, like, well, what could make you kind of an outcast? And it's, if you don't know the game that well and you're surrounded by huge super fans, and she's kind of like, you know, she's kind of like athletic. She could be seen as a threat. So maybe you don't want to keep her around. I can almost see her getting Gonzalez. So I put her at 19. I would have put her much higher, but Fairplay convinced me. I don't know. He's a convincing guy.
Yeah, I have Elizabeth a bit higher, but yeah, I really like her. Like, I think I said that she's someone that I'd want to hang out with. So I really like her vibe. Like, she's got really good, positive, like a ton of energy. But I see where you're coming from on her being a potential recruit thing and that just being a reason to stick out. And also, Olympians, crazily enough, do not do very well on Survivor.
Yeah, I know. Like, Crystal Cox made it far, but that doesn't mean she did well.
Who's the other furthest Olympian that's made it? Is it just Crystal Cox?
Katrina Radke, who was first person voted out of Survivor Heroes.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually go a different way on my 19. My number 19 is from the Lyro tribe. This might be a weird one, but Chris Underwood, a challenge beast, was also not challenge beast, but someone. No, he was really good in challenges. Was also voted out early. I have Aaron Meredith, number 19, going out. He is going to be the first member of the Lyro tribe who's voted out. I listened to his. This was my first year, like, really diving into. I know it's not first one out anymore, but I guess just like the Josh Wigler like podcast, and he interviewed Aaron, and Aaron seems like awesome, like owns a gym. You know, he was like, you know, I became a personal trainer. I thought I was going to train a bunch of fit guys, but now he's like, I train everybody, and you have to be really inspirational, and you have to, you know, learn a bunch of different personalities. But I just don't see him vibing with his tribe. Like, I think other than like Dean, and that's really just me making a gigantic assumption about like two guys being bros, I don't really know who Aaron connects with. And I think him like being a father, and I think him like putting a lot of his conversations into like being really proud of having a son and being a dad. I think that's really good, but I don't really know how that's going to translate into the game. And I just don't see him vibing with his tribe. I can see them seeing him, Queen of Being Wrong. Hell yeah, Boosh Bear. Prove me wrong. He's my new Stephanie Gonzalez. He's the opposite of Stephanie Gonzalez. I don't know. I just don't see him. I just do not see him vibing with his tribe. And people have no problem getting rid of people who are good in challenges now.
Did you really put him at number 19 because he's attractive, intelligent, and strong?
That's actually exactly why.
Yeah. That's
beauty.
I mean, at least he's humble. No, I don't have too high of hopes for Aaron. I have him further than you, but I don't have too high of hopes. I actually have a lot of stronger people going out early because I think this is kind of like an outcast looking season. This is kind of just like there's not as many like model-esque people on this season. Apologies, everybody. But yeah, I don't think that there's like, I don't think that like the good-looking people that we're used to seeing, the Jays from, you know, Jay Starrett and things like that, I don't think that that's necessarily who's going to go far on this season. We saw it happen in 38 when Chris went home super early. Not that he ever actually went home, but like I could see something similar happening on this season. I actually have Nora is my 18. So if anybody just wants to scream at me, I have Nora at 18. I think she'd have a hard time gelling with her tribe. I think the whole entrepreneur thing, I know she's led like a pretty interesting life. Seems like she's done really well for herself. I think sometimes the entrepreneur thing though can like kind of bother people because you're so type A and you go out like of your way to constantly be trying to get things. And I think she's going to have like a hard time maybe connecting with the people naturally, as opposed to like kind of seeing them as like, how can I like better kind of like my career, my whatever. So I think Nora has a little bit harder of a time. Plus, I don't think it's legal. She's playing because she's from London.
I forgot she's from London.
From London. Oh yeah, that's funny.
I have so Nora is someone I don't think
hometown London, UK, Bethesda, Maryland.
They're right next door to each other. Yeah,
they're literally the exact same thing. I feel like I don't have Nora that far down, but I feel like we're a little disadvantaged when we talk about her because none of her content has come out yet. Like I don't think her parade articles come out. Like I know nothing about her. So that being said, I don't know what my take is on her yet.
Sounds like a great one.
That's my take. That's my lukewarm take.
All right. Well, one of you has to go for 18. While you guys talk, I'm gonna go get a pen.
All right, Alexa, you go 18.
I was gonna say Robert, take the wheel. No, you go first. We have such a good thing going. Okay, fine. Number 18, I actually also have Elizabeth Beisel. TBD, how to pronounce the last name. I don't know. Love her vibe. Super into her. She seems like a great time, but I don't know. I've listened to her interviews and I've read, and I'm not really getting I don't really know what her strategy is going to be. And I get that like she probably didn't know in the preseason. Thank you for making me bigger. I mean, she probably didn't even know because she didn't even know what season she was on yet, but I don't know. Like I don't really know what her game plan is. I don't really like, I feel like she's someone who could vibe with everybody, but is also very enthusiastic and very, very bubbly. And there does have to be a line with that. So I have Elizabeth at number 18.
Wow. I didn't even know that's who you were talking about, but look at us having the exact same take.
I
didn't think that we'd both have her low. It's because we listen to Fair Plays podcast.
Don't worry. I have Vince much higher than you guys do.
I mean, I didn't know she was, I guess I could have thought about it that she is probably a recruit. And I think that is, recently Survivor seasons, like you hear people come off the island and they're like, yeah, everybody knew way more about Survivor than I did. So it's probably like, probably a very big detriment of like the social part of the game, not being able to talk about Survivor.
Yeah. No, I think that's going to be huge. And especially on recent seasons, I remember Brendan was telling us like he went out there and he was trying to really like hide his Survivor fandom. And then he realized if I hide this, I'm screwed. Like I need to tell people this. Like Bradley just rattles it off. And if I don't do that, I have no chance. So I think that becomes a bigger part of the game that you just have to, kind of address. Intern, you're the only one who hasn't done your 18.
Who was your 18?
Nora.
Oh, Nora. It was. Okay. My 18 is Dan. I really like him, but it doesn't like, again, this is like the older thing, but he's in an older cast. I don't know if he's going to be able to provide the physical capabilities necessary to be able to sustain for his team. And, that's the whole take. It wasn't that big of a take, but there we go.
But it was wrong because I don't have Dan there. So you're wrong again, intern. Again, we agreed on one thing, which was Vince going first. And since then, it's
you guys have diverted.
I feel like Lee Corso. I just need to yell at bad pick. And just
I get where you're coming from on Dan. I had him low. I had him high. I've had him low. So I think Dan. And this is like I have literally nothing to base this off of. But Dan either is going to like get to the finale or he's going to go out really early.
He's going to get to the finale. I feel like Dan is our villain of this season. I really do. I don't know why. Just looking at him, I got that vibe. He's almost as big as Tom Laidlaw. Like he's a big dude.
He is.
But he is not Tom Laidlaw.
He is not a ex-professional hocky player.
He's not, but he's got that manager type mentality, and I don't think that's the same as what David Sampson had, and I don't think he's going to be put in a situation like David was. I think Dan is the villain of the season. I really do.
Speaking
also, Alexa,
of Tom,
take up on this.
I don't know why he's still. I don't
give
know
me 500.
Why you're asking me so much? It was most certainly not $1,000. But if you want to give me $1,000, that is fine.
That's what I'm saying. I'll take 1,000.
So speaking of Tom Laidlaw, He is Alexa's 16th boot or nope, that's wrong. He is the 4th boot.
Yeah, he's your 4th boot.
Nope, that's wrong. That's
He wasn't even 16th place. He's 17th place.
He is. Yep, that's true. I'm jumping. Yeah, Tom Laidlaw is 17th place on the Alexa Pappas boot list. I don't know. I'm not getting much from him other than he was a hockey player, which is fine. But he's like, he actively says that he's stubborn, which shows self-awareness, which is good. But I think the combination of being stubborn and being the oldest person on the cast is going to be tough. And I think he's someone, bye, Robert. I think he's someone who will like do fine in challenges and can connect with people. But I just see him being the guy who like is helping building out in the shelter. And then someone, hey, welcome back.
I accidentally exited out of my window, so we're back.
Sorry, we don't need you.
I hate to see it. He's that guy who's building the shelter, and then if someone isn't like carrying the exact same amount of weight as him, like he'll get mad at them. So I'm a little nervous about Tom.
I'm nervous about Tom, but I have Tom going much further than you.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna, be the hockey player he is and carry the team on his back with his strength. So
I think that's the thing. I think even though he's 60 years old, I think his tribe wins a lot because he's on the tribe, and I think that's going to really help his case and going to be the reason why he hangs around for a while. My number 16 is Kelly Kim, and I don't know. It's so annoying because like the only thing I can really say, and it happens every time, but it's just like Asian American women on Survivor, they never go far, and I'm just like God, I can't get it out of my head, and I don't know who to put low, so I'm putting Kelly at this spot. But she's got the Settlers of Catan thing. She seems kind of like nerdy, but also like she could be really fun. I mean, played soccer at Harvard, also really smart because she was at Harvard while she was doing that. But God, I just have such a bad feeling. It's like it always seems like everything that can go wrong just goes wrong. So actually, and this is my number 17. I'm literally doing what Alexa did. So thanks a lot, Alexa. But yeah, I'm just putting Kelly at 17. I don't really have much of a take.
Okay, I'm glad you were at 17 and not 16 because I was ready to double barrel my 17 and 16.
Yeah, me and Alexa are on to 16, Robert. I don't know what's going on in our heads right now.
Yeah, just forget about 17 as a number.
Oh my God! It's because I've been changing my order around, and I had Kelly at 16.
Yeah.
Now she's at 17.
All right, my 17. I have Jason.
Wow.
I think I feel like lawyers in Survivor are like a very hit or miss. Like either you get like Bradley and you go out pre-merge, or you're Nick and you win, right? Or like you're Cass or you're Brad Culpepper, right? I feel like it's either like you make it really far, or like you just go super early, and I just wasn't feeling it with this guy. So, and had to put someone there. So,
I have a very different take on Jason, but I will say
I have Jason way further up than you.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like on the
that's fine.
I feel you on the lawyers thing. Yeah, I mean, my number 16 is the other personal injury lawyer. This is actually my number 16.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from with Jason, and I wonder who like could actually do the math on this. But when Jeff does his like minute long, like, oh, this is Chelsea, she's been like applying forever, and like this is whoever. Sometimes he has really good things to say about them, and other times he's like, I don't know if they're gonna do well. And I think I can't remember what his was with Jason, but I think he was like a little nervous about him, and I've always wondered if that's like telling or if that's just Jeff like having an odd opinion.
I mean, I think Jeff like famously thought that Spencer had like 0% chance to win the game.
That's
like
in
an interview
that you did right there.
Yeah, and then Spencer, did got fourth, and then got third. So
yeah, he did kind of have a 0% chance to win the game.
Yeah,
there we go. Jeff was right. Yeah,
there we go.
Alexa, I totally blacked out. Who was the person who said the name of?
Who said what?
What's the name of your 16?
You don't know who the you don't know who the two personal injury lawyers on the season are, Phil? Have you studied this? I mean,
I haven't studied it nearly enough. Is the second personal injury lawyer
it is Karishma Patel, and I am
I didn't know
into
that.
her. This is strictly based off of like these videos. So in her video, I'm not going to quote this like correctly, but in her video, she's saying like that she can relate to people, like she does a good job of like connecting. And then that voice is dubbed over her laying down the shelter and it looks like she's yelling at someone. And I just feel like I just like don't know why they did that. I feel like that's very telling that they would already try to like quote unquote prove her wrong in the preseason. So I that's like the only reason I think she might not do well, but I've been so impressed with everything she's come out with so far. So I very much hope I'm wrong.
I don't know. I mean, I have Karishma. I mean, we disagree probably the most we've ever disagreed on a cast, which I think speaks to the cast, because normally you and I, our boot lists are very similar because we talk about it in the what do you call it in the cast assessment. Then we come to this and we just kind of repeat ourselves here. But right now we're disagreeing a lot, and I think that's just because like there are no just like standout like this is our star, and then there's no standout like this is an easy for last season. You had Keith and Reem, and it was like okay. Like, I think I had Reem at 18 and Keith at like 16. Like, because it was just like, what are they going to do? Like, I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, Chris was shocking, but Keith and Reem, pretty much everybody could tell we're going home early on that season. And I don't feel that there's a Keith or a Reem on this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this cast, I think you guys said it earlier. This cast does feel like a lot of like not standout people, but like they're all a little bit odd in their own way, but not enough to like, make it such that they're definitely going to get voted out earlier or something.
It almost feels like a Guatemala-esque cast, and I know that's like weird to say considering we've never seen one of those people play twice, but like they all are who they are, and that doesn't either help them or hurt them in the game. Nobody who played Guatemala was helped because of who they were, and nobody who played Guatemala was hurt because of who they were. They just played the game with who they were, and like Jim didn't go home because he was the old guy. Jim went home because he tore his bicep. Like Margaret didn't go home because she was the older woman. She went home because she was the motherly figure who Judd could not stand. So I think like that's what's going to happen a lot on this season. And Guatemala is one of those casts. If you were to replay that season, it would go 1,000 different ways. And I think that's what could happen here. So my number 15, I actually have Aaron. 16. Why do I keep jumping? Someone interrupt me. I'm an idiot. Number 16, I have Aaron. I don't know why. I know he's joking in everything he said here where he says he's attractive, intelligent, and strong. He's unbelievably smart, kind, and funny. Well, that's actually what he's saying about his son. But I just feel like it's in New School Survivor, you go home, you get rid of the strong guys early a lot of the time now. Like it's not a guarantee you're going to hit the merge because they want to get rid of you before they can. And I don't know. I just feel like Aaron could maybe his personality might just rub some people the wrong way. And it might not be that he actually like means, any harm to anybody. He just might rub people the wrong way. So yeah, I have him down there at number 16, right? Did I say that right at least?
That's it.
There we are.
There we go. I can go to 15 if we're all ready.
I need 16.
Oh, nope. Okay. Take the wheel, Robert.
So my 16, I loved her interview with Josh Wigler, but I have Missy Bird.
No.
15. Yeah.
You are wrong.
No, I love her.
Unsubscribe. Oh, he's gone. Did you just
Whoa. Don't just take me out of the video like that.
Listening on iTunes or Spotify, Phil just kicked Robert out of the video because that's the thing we can do now. Her story. Oh my God. Everyone needs her story.
She has an incredible story. She has an incredible story. Yes, they did go to the same military camp.
Crazy story.
Incredible story. I don't know how anybody goes through that, but I don't like. Does that make you a good Survivor player having that story?
She survives.
Yeah, you can't connect with. How do you connect with me? I haven't survived from. It's not like we can bond over that. Like she's lived such a crazy life and has done so many crazy things, and I'm just a normal dude.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
So
how do I bring the comments up?
I actually originally had. Oh, you got to be logged in as us.
You don't have that power.
I'll tell you when you're older. But I originally had Missy at 15, and then I listened to her Josh Wigler podcast, and I listened to it at work, which is a horrible idea because I was just like, how in God's name did anybody possibly go through this? Her story, why? Like, because you're right. Like, her story isn't relatable Like that is like, to your point, like I would not be able to relate to that. However, like the way she told her story with such like a calm demeanor, and I don't want to use the word aloofness, but she was just like, this is a thing that happened to me. I'm 24, like, and now my life is pretty dope. Like, how many times did she say dope? And like, how awesome is
Right, right.
Yeah. And anybody who doesn't think I knew what dope meant, I know what dope means. I say dope all the time. I just think that calling yourself decently dope is hilarious. I got like ripped in the comments. So I'm like, I know what dope
like,
is.
I don't know. My uncle can say the word dope too, but I don't think he knows what it means.
Oh, I know what it means.
Heyo.
Yeah, I live in California. Okay, I know how to say dope.
Okay, before we get off track, I just think like when I saw she was 24, I was like, oh no, she's too young. But to like quote her, she has you're lost by putting this low. You're getting ripped this one.
I am. That's okay.
She has lived like 4 lives. Like she is so adult because of just like the 7 things in life she's gone through. But and I don't think she plans on bringing any of it up, which is smart because if she brought it, she
also
would
very
1000%
smart.
go home. But I totally get where you're coming from on that. After even though I just rejected you for a while.
Yeah, and Phil saying, no, who put?
I do.
Where's that hello fellow kids meme?
Hello, fellow kids. Yeah.
Which one of you put Jack super low for being young? I think
Not
Missy
me.
could have the same problem.
Girl, that was me.
Missy could have the same problem. Like 24 isn't much different from 21.
That's fair.
I don't know, man. 24 is a lot different. That's okay. So then let's put this comment back up and say 27 is not that much different from 21. So like I'm still the youth, Nicholas Labruna. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're not old until you hit 30. What did Davey just turn 32? That's when you start to become old. Although Kara K is like 32. So I have my hopes high that as long as she's always older than me.
Yeah, as long as you're younger than Kara K, you're young.
You call yourself young because Kara will never age. So, although that is who Elizabeth said her favorite Survivor player was, which was when Fair Play was literally like, so you've watched 1 season of Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. My number, Lex, I know you wanted to do your number 15, so I'll go instead. I have Elaine.
Wow.
I know. I really like Elaine. My boot list is being changed as I go here, but I really like Elaine. She was originally 13. Now she's 15. I don't know. I almost get like more Elizabeth vibes from her.
I was about to say that. Elizabeth Olsen, yeah.
Yeah, I get more Elizabeth Olsen vibes than I do Lauren Rimmer vibes. And honestly, like Lauren Rimmer still like feuded pretty damn hard with Patrick at the beginning of that game. So even if you get Lauren Rimmer vibes from Elaine, she's going to feud with somebody. And I think these types of personalities, very like headstrong, doesn't always do well on Survivor. So I have her getting 15th. Though I could be very, very wrong on her. Anybody else want to go?
Yeah. What's yours, Alexa? You wanted to go?
Or if anybody wants to talk about Elaine, I mean, or we could
just like do not have Elaine that low. I don't know. I think Elaine's going to do really well.
You also think Jack's going to get 20th. So
I sure do. You bet I do.
For my 15, I have put Karishma. I agree with Phil's point of people of color don't necessarily do as well in Survivor. Unfortunately, that's how the game works. Wish it wasn't that way, but she could just I get like Natalie Anderson vibes from her. Like she could, be a little harsh and be in your face, but like she could still do really well. So, but
that's why I have her going much further. I think she's going to be a little bit more Natalie Anderson. I think she's got a villainous edge to her that's going to work well.
Right.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's going to be great TV. Absolutely.
Yeah. And The Godfather likes her. So if The Godfather likes her, she's got an A+ in my book. So
yeah,
sometimes that's all it takes.
Right there.
Certified.
That's it.
Number 15, I have Kelly. I know we've kind of talked about her. I was just reading her interview in Parade earlier, like kind of right before this, and I don't know. I think Jeff said something interesting in her CBS video where she, and like this is like a personality trait that is so good out like in life, but in Survivor like it might not be so good. She's very like she gives off the vibe in Jeff's mind of like sell me on this instead of I'm down for whatever. And on Survivor, like you want to be like a yes man or a yes woman. So I like her. I think she's got like a cool like nerdy thing going on, but she does, like, she's very smart, and I think she knows that, and that's always something that's hard to hide because it's just like a part of your personality that you can't really change. So I don't know. I'm having a little trouble seeing who she's going to relate to, but I think she's going to be an awesome character, and I very much hope that I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Kelly, but intern hasn't said her name yet, so maybe he's got her higher.
I have not.
Number 14, I have Dean. Dean. I think that what's going to end up happening with Dean is he's our Joe Anglim-esque person here, where it's like, oh, he's good at stuff and he's nice and he's likable and he seems like he wants to have fun. And then he goes home at 14 or like 13 or 12. He's very Joaquin. He's very, that's just kind of the vibe I get from him. I think they'll keep him around early, and then I think he goes home right around merge time. So I put him on the bottom part of the merge just because I'm having a hard time with the people. So
I have Dean going a little higher, but I think you're onto something with the, like, he's the likable guy and he'll kind of just go, he'll go away. He's not like he doesn't strike me as a particularly controversial person. Like, I think everyone's going to feel neutral to positive about him, and he might just be like that guy who goes.
We will hear my opinion on Dean later.
Ooh.
Oh, that's intern's winner.
Is it my winner? Who? We will see.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Yeah, that's it. I clicked that one. I want everybody to know that. I put that on our screen.
Gotta do that. I love it.
All right. My 14, finally saying her name, I have Elizabeth. I think she'll be strong enough to, do well in challenges and, like, help her team out. But then eventually they'll be like, all right, gotta get her out right before the merge. So
Yeah, I just don't think she's got the survivor head, which I think becomes very important in new school seasons. It's you just need to get the game. And I mean, we have seen people who don't necessarily get the game. I mean, I don't think Chelsea was a huge fan and she went far, but Chelsea went far because she was on winning tribes the entire time.
Yeah.
So
I actually think Chelsea, I don't remember if Chelsea was a fan or not. She might not have been. You might
I don't think so. I don't think so.
So for my 14, this is the first time someone's bringing him up. The guy with the best Boston accent that I've heard in quite a while, and he will be rivaling one certain Boston Rob, is Ronnie Barda. I think I really liked I've liked all of his interviews. I think he knows the game. I think with poker players, like, I don't know where to put them. Is he gonna? I mean, John Robert went far. No one liked him. Is he gonna be Anna Kate? Is he gonna be Garrett? Like, I don't know. I think he's really smart, and I think he's a big fan. Like, I think he really gets, like, the numbers side of the game, and I think I don't know. Like, he's someone who I think can be relatable, but I think one could recognize him because I know I don't watch poker, but I know some people do, and there's just, I don't know. I feel like he might give off just a schemy vibe. And I feel, and I don't know if it's the accent. I don't know what it is. And I can say that because I hear that accent all the time.
Everybody in the world can say that because we all know how you Bostonians are.
I don't have an accent, but Ronnie.
No, not much.
Not an accent.
No.
Yes, I have Ronnie at 14.
Okay. I have Jack at 13.
That's quite low.
I disagree with you completely, but that's okay.
I just think he's going to overplay his hand, man. He's been on the island. The jitters you're going to feel when you go back out there for a second time after going out there once and not actually getting to play. I think he's going to overplay it. And I'm sorry, intern, but I just think he's going to. I got him at 13. I think he's got
literally. This is your entire argument for Lauren doing well last season was young people make it far.
Lauren. Okay. Lauren's also like the shit. So, like, yeah, I didn't say Jack and Lauren aren't the same person. Also, like, Vaughn tells me, like, I have to put Lauren high. He says that's who I pick every time to win. So
I trust Vaughn.
Always trust Vaughn.
Vaughn's not going to think that I'm going to pick Jack to go far. That's the thing. So I think Jack, speaking of Vaughn, Mr. Vaughn Stewart, high ceiling, low floor. He could go 20th. He could win the game.
I agree with that.
He's got a huge gap here. I normally like to slap those people right in the middle. So that's why I'm putting them there. Number 13 is our youngin' Jack.
Jack's our merge boot.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, I'm not going as far as to say that, but I am putting him in that spot.
All right, Robert, who is your 13/merge
My
boot?
13, I have Aaron. I think I really liked his interviews. But I think it's like the classic, physical threat. Like, oh my God, now that we're at the merge and he's individually going to win immunity, we got to get him out. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my logic.
Yeah. Well, we've already talked. Aaron is Aaron Elizabeth's our first person off the board. Aaron is our second person off the board. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Are two like jacked athletes.
I know.
Yeah.
Two people that if we were talking like Survivor season 5, it would be like, whoa,
The Olympian and the guy who owns the gym. Like, what?
What? That's going to be final 6. Like, Adam Gentry, eat your heart out. Like, just muscle on top of muscle. Nobody knows the thing about the strategy, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for Aaron. He seems like he's going to be a fun guy.
I'm rooting for everybody on this cast.
Why would you do that? You're rooting for Missy harder though, right?
What do you mean? I am rooting for Missy because there's no chance she's going home at 15.
Yeah, that's just 16. Alexa and her numbers today.
Okay, whatever.
It's just crazy that we let intern back on the podcast when he gives takes like that.
Takes are great. Think about it. If I'm right, think about how good it would be if I was right.
We
should remember a Rick Devens. Oh wait, I do. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rick Devens also got voted out 15th, and he'd be the first one to tell you.
Hey,
yeah. I don't know if anybody told intern, but there is no Extinction Island on this season, so yeah,
I don't want to
change up your boot list.
Extinction Island to be right.
I don't know, man. You pretty much just told us you did.
I did, but
yeah.
I still believe in myself.
Alexa, who's your merge boot? We know that this is actually your merge boot, so who you got?
Yeah, who do you think my merge boot is?
Who do you have left? Oh, Molly.
Yeah, Molly's my merge boot.
Alexa does the same stuff every season.
I'm so easy to read. I have nothing to hide here. I have Molly as my merge boot, but I did this before I literally read her parade interview like not 10 minutes before we started. I don't know. I don't know where I stand on her. I don't really know what I don't know. I don't have a take on Molly. I like her, like I love her story, but I don't know. I see a bit of overeager, but I also see someone who is like super bubbly and can probably fit in really easily. I just have no idea, and that's usually where I put my merch boot.
It's so funny. Alexa puts a woman who she doesn't think is going to have necessarily the most positive edit and won't be a villain every time.
Hell yes,
every single I looked and I didn't even know who you had picked yet, and I was like, oh, she hasn't taken Molly. It must be her.
But like that's usually, I feel like that's who goes home. Elizabeth Olsen.
Who went last season?
Johnson. Who went last? Joe Anglim.
Oh yeah, Joe Anglim and Molly. I mean, they have the same hair.
Yeah. I think Molly's hair is better, but sorry.
Whoa.
Yep, Molly has a banging hair. Everybody.
Whoa. Alexa's about to just get hate mail for the rest of her life.
I know. I'm sorry. I think Molly has great hair. I mean,
she has great hair, but they call it better than Joe's. Joe got Sia money for that.
Maybe Molly will get
money for his hair. Yeah, that's a good point.
You ever do that, Alexa?
Have I ever gotten money from Sia? No.
No, we'll get
Hopefully that will change.
We're getting there one day.
Okay.
My number 12 is Ronnie.
Sia, if you're listening to this podcast.
Sia, please give me money.
Yeah. Whatever you gave Devins ×2. That's all I ask for. 12 is Ronnie. Got a weird take on Ronnie, which is I don't know what I think about Ronnie. Like I have a weird feel on Ronnie, not a weird take. I don't know.
We just love saying the word take.
Take just comes to my mind here, but I just don't know with Ronnie. Plus like War Dog was a poker player, and like I mean people had seen him on World Series Poker. Like Dan DeSilva was there, and he only got 8th place. And I think poker players tend to overplay on Survivor, so I think that Ronnie will eventually overplay and he'll go home. 12th.
Okay. Robert.
My 12th, I have Tommy.
Okay.
I like him. Okay, here's the thing. All right. You guys know March Madness? You fill out brackets.
Never heard of it.
I don't.
Yeah, right. So March Madness, you fill out brackets, but there's an element of randomness to it. Sometimes you're UVA and you get beat up by UMBC, 16 upsets first seed. So when I fill out March Madness brackets, instead of just always doing like the team I think is better, sometimes I'll be like, what if they lose? So that's what I'm doing here.
So that's a fantastic take because I have Missy at 12, and it's the exact same reason.
Perfect.
It's like a person who's awesome,
Yeah.
and they just like are gonna like that. Just could happen.
It's just Survivor's luck. There's luck in Survivor. Sorry, Tommy.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what March Madness is. Yikes.
I know what March Madness is. Don't worry.
I haven't filled out a bracket in like a hot 3 years, but I do know what March Madness is.
Phil's too old to know what March Madness
Yeah,
was.
I'm too old.
Yeah,
March Madness didn't exist back when I was a kid.
Joke. I think it's just funny.
All right, my number. Should I just go? I mean, I guess I'll just go. I'm the oldest. I should go first.
Jump to like 11.
Yeah, I'll go to 11. That's where I belong. I got Lauren. Like Lauren. I'm the first one to bring up Lauren's name. So
Sure are.
I guess that means Alexa's going to have her in first. Although before the podcast, Alexa goes, who's Lauren? I can't remember. And she still hasn't mentioned her. So I guess she likes Lauren. She just didn't remember who the heck it was.
I was like, there's a Lauren on every season. Like, why am I not? Who is she? And then Phil had to remind me. But sup,
Yep.
Lauren.
I got Lauren at 11. I don't really have much else to say on Lauren. I think Lauren's going to be really fun. I just think Lauren probably at some point falls on the wrong side of the numbers. That's how people get voted out of Survivor, right?
Sure is.
So yeah, I think eventually she just ends up going home. And that's all I got. I think she does well at the beginning and then bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Who else? Anybody who wants to go with their 11?
Go ahead, Robert.
Jeez. Okay.
Alexa's saving herself for last every time.
I'll go. Okay,
My
fine. I
11.
have Dean at number 11. I so cut you off, Robert.
Yeah,
I
we didn't even
11.
hear you.
I have Dean at number 11. I think, like I said earlier, I don't think there's anything controversial about Dean. I think everyone's going to like him, but I think he's going to be really good in challenges. And he's going to go in this range of, oh, crap, we have to get rid of the challenge guy.
I can't help think of Kowalski from Penguins of Madagascar.
Nice.
Wow.
Dean Kowalski. Sorry. Do you have a
Oh, I know.
name?
I
Sorry,
know.
Dean.
Sorry,
My
Dean,
11.
you Penguin.
My 11, I have Jamal.
Ooh.
I really
First
like
Jamal
Jamal.
reference.
Yeah. sounds like we're analyzing a movie.
It does, yeah.
First reference. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know, like Jamal, but wasn't super impressed, but I don't know.
I had Jamal originally at number 18, and I just keep on avoiding. Wait, the mirrored. That's Jamal's name, right?
It just hasn't gone yet.
And I just haven't done them yet. Like, I don't know what's going on. I just keep moving them up. Every time I'm like, maybe he beats that person.
Yeah.
Originally had Jamal at 18. I don't know. I like Jamal. I really do. Like, you look at him, he just looks so like he looks
awesome.
so real.
He's a very real dude, yeah.
I have Jamal at 10, so I have him right near you, Robert. Ooh. I love Jamal. I think he's gonna be really good. I think he's gonna have a really good demeanor. I think he's gonna get along with everybody. But he is a big, muscular dude, and he just like, how is he gonna hide? Like, who would bring him to the final four? So I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be like the Alec boot, where he's gonna not win a challenge, and then everyone's gonna be like, all right, he's got to get out of here.
Right.
Yeah. Boosh Bear, you better be making a bootless this year, man. Because if we all beat you, damn, you are talking some crap over here. Will I put Jamal at 10? No, because I don't want to have the same one as Alexa. I got Tom Laidlaw at 10.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Tom's gonna do well. I think what's gonna end up happening is Tom's gonna kind of be like the face of an alliance, and then that's why he's gonna end up going home. Like around this point of the game. This is kind of like the time when those big muscular guys go, thinking Chris Hammonds. He went around. What did he get? 11th, maybe 12th. I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like, no, he was 11th. So like, I think like those like big, strong guys, ex-athletes, they seem to go around like 8 to 12, somewhere in there. Although Grant Matos, I think actually was booted 6th. It was like the 6th place and then got 8th. I don't even know how that season works. So yeah, I got Tom at number 10. Intern, you might have him as your winner, so I don't know.
Who knows? Keeping it a surprise. For number 10, I have Elaine. There's kind of like Elizabeth Olsen, kind of like Lauren Rimmer. I was just like, whatever, put the placements together and then drop there. 10th place.
Intern did math all by himself.
Yeah, math
Okay.
live on stream. That's dangerous.
It's crazy.
That's very scary. Someone's gonna fact check me 3 years from now and DM me on Twitter. That's
yeah, exactly.
terrifying.
In your Bootlist game for season 39,
Your math was wrong.
wrong. All right, my number 9. I'll put Jamal at 9 because I really like my top 8. So
Okay.
I like the order I have my 8. So
Yeah.
So Jamal finally coming in at number 9 after putting him originally at number 18. That's all I really have to say about him.
I feel that.
Cool.
Wow, the only person. Here's a fun fact, Alexa. Before you speak, just in case you're about to say their name, the only person we have not said yet is Chelsea.
Love it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Spoiler: I'm not about to say Chelsea's name.
Okay, I just wanted to jump in.
I have Nora at 9, and I have no idea why. And that's what I have to say about that.
That's a normal Alexa number 9 person.
That's a classic number 9 for me.
Yeah. Your post merge is starting to make a lot more sense. It's starting to make a lot more Alexa sense. Like we're getting that Alexa.
It's getting pretty Alexa, but
yeah, I could probably predict your final 8 like in order. So
like I don't think I think she's clearly going to be good in challenges. Like I don't think her being an entrepreneur is going to like have much of an effect on her relationships. Like she seems normal. She seems funny. I don't know. I don't see a reason to get rid of her early, at least.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I think that there's plenty of reason to get rid of her. That's why I put her at 18.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Intern hasn't said her name yet, so
I have not.
Okay, Intern, what do you got for me?
My number. Oh, we're on 9. Okay. Number 9, I have Tom laying down the law. This was kind of like everyone else kind of made more sense, and so I just put him at 9. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, number 9, you're like, I don't know.
And remember, people, there's a Tom and a Tommy.
Love that.
Yeah, so make sure you're putting in Tom and not Tom. Make sure you know who's your who's.
Yeah, if in the boot list you like put Tom for 2 spots, I'm just gonna pick one of them to be Tommy, and then if you want to dispute it later, I'll say that you messed up the form. So don't.
Nobody will dispute it. We've always done this. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you want me to like randomly put it down, please don't. That'd be a pain in the butt. So thank you.
Then
yeah,
Robert's rigging it for himself, and nobody wants that.
Yeah, no.
He can't rig it for, he's trying to type in his own names over here and I keep interrupting. You guys are like listed as like anonymous pumpkin and like anonymous hamster for some reason right now on the Google Doc. And I really don't know why. It's freaking me out. But anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not on the Google Doc right now. That's a little freaky.
Whoever's on here, anonymous hamster, get the heck out.
Get out. How did you get the link to our Google Doc?
How did you do this?
Who authorized that?
My number 8, I have Karishma, so I finally say her name. I was gonna put her at 9 because then she would have gotten the same place as the Godfather, who seems like he's a Karishma fan because that's what he said in our Bootlist game, and I assume all the 9th place finishers just hang out. Or in our cast assessment, I assume all the 9th place finishers just hang out all the time. But I put her at 8.
I feel that.
Anybody up?
My 8, I put Kelly.
Wow, that's a high Kelly. Okay, what's your take on Kelly, Intern?
I think she's like, someone in the chat said that she feels like a Sheehan, and I'm like, yeah, she does seem like analytical, but not like completely off-putting. She's obviously smart. Went to Harvard and has like the settlers of who puts like board games as their thing besides what I would do. Yeah, I think it's very telling of someone who like is probably analytical, and Kelly, I think you need that to play board games, so I think she'll do well.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody
definitely
who,
like a brains placement.
Yeah, anybody who doesn't think that Sheehan is too confrontational, is that the word you use? Did you use confrontational?
I don't remember. It was
off-putting.
Off-putting. That's it.
Did I put?
This would definitely be the time to go listen to at least a snippet of the Johnny Fairplay and Jenna Lewis podcast, because Jenna Lewis has some things to say about Sheehan.
She sure does.
She's not a fan.
All right, well, I'm actually going to go to the person who is what caused them. Gosh, they're getting so many free plugs on this podcast, Johnny. And Matt,
I know. We got to. I'm texting.
How great we are. The person who actually inspired them to start talking about Sheehan, my number 8 is Vince Mua. So I have him much higher than you guys do. I think Vince is the Christian of this cast. I think Vince is going to knock it out of the park from a character perspective. I think he's going to be a really great narrator. I think he's got a really cool story. I think he's a big fan. He's got a fun shirt on. They're not letting that shirt go anywhere. I think Vince is that guy who everyone likes. He's totally fine in the pre-merge. And then they spend a really long time trying to get rid of him. And then they get rid of him like halfway through the merge.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but by putting him in that shirt, are they not trying to get Zeke 2.0 already?
Yeah.
I mean, that shirt just screams like, this is our Zeke of the season. Like, get ready. You're going to like him and he's going to be a strategist.
Exactly.
Except Alexa's wrong. He gets 20th.
No way. He gets 8th.
Well, intern, you back me up. And then
he's getting 20th. Sorry.
Good. Good.
Sorry, Alexa and Vince.
All right.
So,
intern, since you're trying to type, why don't you tell me who your number 7 is? Anonymous pumpkin.
My number 7 is Lauren.
Okay.
I don't know. I like her. Think she'll do well, but I don't know if she'll be able to like strategically navigate the end game. I mean, she's a nanny, right? So she's good with dealing with kids, and kids are harder to deal with than adults, I think.
Great point.
You probably have some good social skills there to make it far.
Okay.
Feel that.
Yeah, the problem is not always do they put the most mature of adults on Survivor seasons. So she might be dealing with children on this season, which also could be a good reason to put her up there.
Perfectly well suited.
Yeah. All right. I like it. My number 7, and I'm finally going to say her name. I got Chelsea Walker.
Wow, there she is.
I like Chelsea a lot. I think that Chelsea is going to be the female villain on this season, but a female villain in the way that we love to watch her. Kind of like, I don't think she'll be maybe to the extreme of Angelina, but who didn't like watching Angelina on Survivor? And so I think that that's going to end up being where Chelsea goes. I just think she makes it far enough. She knows the game well enough. I think she knows when to lay low, when to, play big. She works for IMDb. She's got a really social job. I think she just knows how to get along with people who are famous, not famous, whatever. I don't think she's going to, feel inferior, scared of anybody. But I think ultimately, like her path is to get her torch snuffed. And yeah, she's going to be a villain. And I'll tell you why. I think because she's such a big Survivor fan, a lot of times when people come out as huge Survivor fans, they know the game so well that they kind of look at people as pawn pieces or chess pieces as pawns. And I think that's what she's going to do.
Feel that. I get that. I have Chelsea nearby, but I don't think she's going to be
I hope so.
Villain. But I don't think she's going to be the villain, but I totally get where you're coming from with her being a huge fan, and like the way that huge fans play can be villainous.
Yeah. So who you got at 7?
I have Tommy at 7, and also, and this, we've talked about. I mean, there've been plenty of teachers on Survivor, but when you were just talking, Robert, about Lauren like being good with kids and therefore is probably really good with adults.
Yeah.
Tommy's a 4th grade teacher, and so like 4th grade.
Good point.
Yeah. 4th grades are a lot. So I don't know. I think Tommy. I mean, obviously he's going to be finding challenges early on. He's really interesting because he's like a big muscular guy, but I think he has a really calm and like not like backseat demeanor. That sounds really bad, but he has a chill demeanor, and I don't think he's going to like. I don't think he's going to lead an alliance, but I mean that in a good way. Like I think he's going to find a way to hide in the background, and then someone's going to say, "I can't believe we let Tommy get that far. We need to get rid of him now."
Yeah, I mean, he's got a really good chance to win this season. Very good chance to win this season, Very good chance to win this season. Just because of his appearance. That's the only thing.
Right. This whole thing is based off of appearance.
That's it. I mean, yeah. All right. Should I go 6 again? I feel like I've led every time, but I can just keep going.
I'll go.
Okay, go. Go.
At number 6, I also have Chelsea. I think it's kind of like a Superfan has been trying to get on for so long, but just like can't make it through to the end. And I want her to win. That'll be fantastic. I think that justifies like every person who's ever wanted to be on Survivor and applied as long as she has. But
I think it would be such a sick joke that she tries to get on Survivor so much, makes it to the finale, and she's like the one who gets voted out 2 minutes at the finale.
Oh yeah,
she's very breaking dog out, and then that's it.
That's very, very. I don't know what the word is, sadistic, but I think that might be what it is.
It's funny that none of us said Chelsea, and then I put her at 7, and you both put her at 6. Like, so none of us think Chelsea's going to like win or make the final 3, but we all think she's like long for this game.
I
don't see her winning. I don't see a crown being put on Chelsea's head at the end of the season.
I just think someone who is so like her story, she's like, she bought Jeff a drink at a bar. Like, she is so crazy about Survivor. She is like someone who loves Survivor that much. She's not going to come out there and overplay. Like, I don't think she's going to do that, especially when she's come so close. So she's going to go out there and she's going to know exactly how to handle herself, I hope. And so I think she's going to make it pretty far. But I don't
absolutely could win though. She totally could win.
She totally could win. I would not be surprised if she did.
At the end of the day, the thing that hurts her is that she's a Philly sports fan. And like those are like the worst people in the world. So yeah. I mean, they are. I mean, and if her Philly sports fan comes out of her when she starts getting hungry, I mean,
no thanks.
Yikes. Nobody wants to hang out with you. Philly sports fans. The Eagles are losing right now. That's got to count for something, right? On my number 6, I have Dan. Like I said, I think he's going to be the villain of this season. Big Dan fan. I just think he's gonna bring it every time. This is a guy who's just like, he's been dying to do it, and like he's the type of person who, like, if this is something that he's wanted to do for a really long time, it's
exactly
like
Jordan Spencer. Sorry, I had to bring up the point of the comment, but
exactly. Yeah. Well, that's fine. But if this is something he's wanted to do for a really long time, this is a guy who gets what he wants, and he's not going to go out and half-ass anything. So I think he goes out and I think he puts like his head down, and he just like he barrels his way through this game. I wouldn't be surprised if he's our final 3-0 vote getter, but I got him at 6.
Yeah, I think that's a very. I have him in a similar situation.
It's also the position of the most infamous Dan of all time. So.
Making us think.
Well, you guys keep thinking. Hopefully I actually got the position.
Okay, yeah. Dan. Worlds Apart Dan.
No, not Worlds Apart Dan.
What do you mean?
Worlds Apart Dan got 6th?
I don't know. What other Dan are you talking about?
Well, you guys are just gonna have to think. I mean, he's the most popular survivor of all time.
There's like a Dan like Nicaragua or something.
Dan from Nicaragua. He actually finished 5th. Damn, he didn't even finish 6th. So I had you guys doing that. He finished 5th. He actually put his inspiration in life as Ronald Reagan. That's fun.
That's cool.
Pet peeves, existing politicians. I miss this guy. Anyway.
Astronaut Dan, yeah.
Astronaut Dan.
Dan would have won Nicaragua. That's a good point.
But yes, it wasn't Astronaut Dan. It was Dan Lembo. I had to throw Dan Lembo in there. Even though Dan Spilo, maybe I'll switch Dan Spilo to 5th then, so he can get the same position as Dan.
That'd be funny. My number 5, I have Jason Linden. I originally actually had him winning, and then I since removed him once I made some adjustments that may or may not have happened during this podcast. But I don't know. I think Jason's going to do really well. A lot of people seem to be down on him. I think it goes back to the lawyer thing. I think people are really freaked out about lawyers, but his whole thing is that he really likes to make people feel comfortable. And I think he has a really good vibe. And I think like making people feel comfortable and making people like you and just kind of like seeming like the therapist, that's a really good position to be in. So I think Jason is going to do really well.
I have Jason at 5 as well. Yeah, so like similar read. I just feel like Jason just kind of like, he's like one of those people, he just has his life together. A lot of people who play Survivor don't have their life together. If I played Survivor, I don't have my life together. So like,
it's a girl named Alexa.
Yeah.
Love that.
But he's got his life together. Like him and his wife, his career, her career, everything's just going as perfectly as it possibly can. He's got that smile that just says like, yeah, I'm going to win this. He feels like he's a guy you could probably talk about anything to, sports, music, and learning new things. That sounds like, well, let's talk about entertainment. And then you guys tell me all about your life because I want to hear about it. That's what that sounds like to me.
Totally.
So I like him to go really far. I have him in 5th. Just missing out, and also like it's not his fault. The 4 people I have in front might be like my trolls of this season, where no matter what they do, they are automatically going this far, and it's for various different reasons. But yeah, Jason, number 5.
All right, Robert.
Number 5, I have good old Jack Nickding.
Wow.
Sticking to the surfer bro archetype, I think he's going to make it pretty far. Get cut. So there we go.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Get cut like ripped so he can go shred some waves when he gets home, or like get
Yeah,
cut
exactly,
like booted.
exactly.
The answer is yes either way.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Okay. I like it. Alexa, who's your number 4? You've never gone first.
So the person who's losing the fire making challenge.
Always got to remember that.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that. Is Janet Carbon.
That's who I have losing the fire making challenge.
Oh,
That's wild.
So I'm gonna tie this in. She loses fire to Elaine. So Elaine is my number 3.
Oh wow.
Okay. I don't know. Like I'm so into this, and maybe this is like what a fan fiction or whatever people call it. Like I like think both Janet and Elaine are such cool characters, and we never really get like their archetype doing well. And I feel like this is a season where both of them can really thrive. I think Elaine, like I said this on a cast assessment, like I just want to pinch her cheeks. Like her story is crazy. She has gone through some serious crap, but she has such a good attitude and is so lovable. And I would never want to vote her out. And she's a workhorse. Like she works in a factory. She's like, I think she's going to be really strong. And like same for Janet. I don't think we have as much like content on Janet, so I don't know her as well, but I think she's going to be a really good character, and she's going to lose the fire making challenge.
The reason Janet's going to lose the fire making challenge is because she's a lifeguard, and lifeguards aren't good with fire. They're not good with fire. They're good with water. So she loses the fire making challenge. I think Janet's going to get along with everybody. I'm not even doing this just because she's from my neck of the woods. I'm doing this because like I think she really is going to have that personality where she gets along with everybody. She's going to do really well in the season. I'm really excited for Janet. Also, Alexa, as you say, Elaine, I'm so excited. I know that this is just me being like stupid and annoyingly nerdy with movies, but I'm so excited that we can finally use like the GIF from The Graduate where Dustin Hoffman's just screaming Elaine at the top of his lungs. So anytime she does anything wrong on this season, we can just post that of him just like banging on the wall, screaming Elaine over and over again. So I'm really excited about that. I really wish I would have mentioned it earlier, but Alexa, if she wins in fire making challenge over Janet, we're going to be posting that meme because I'm going to be real pissed because Janet's supposed to make it to win.
That's it. That's my fire making challenge.
That's it. Intern, you're the only one who hasn't said your fire making challenge loser. I'll say my victor in a minute.
My fire making challenge loser. Okay. I know you guys don't watch Big Brother. There was this guy, Brett. He was a tech sales. He did like software sales. He made it pretty far. I think this guy, that Dean's going to be super fun and super lovable. And he may be a little like maybe grimy because he's in sales, but I think like overall he'll be likable. I mean, what, you know, like
he hasn't showered in a month.
Yeah, that's the only reason why, right? Nothing to do with sales or anything, but yeah, I think he'll be fun. He'll be fun, makes it far, and would have made like a final 3 and then loses fire making. So
I feel that. You know what, Dean? He's too much of a threat. That's why he has to go home at 4. I think. Okay, so this is for anybody. This hurts me to put this person at number 3, but the 0 vote getter in the final 3 is Tommy.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just because like somebody who looks identical to me is not allowed to win Survivor before me. So Tommy gets 3rd place. Sorry, man. You make it all the way, but yeah, you get embarrassed. It's like he's the one who beats Janet in fire, and yet still everybody's like 0 votes for Tommy because he looks too much like that douchey podcast guy. So that's it. He gets 0 votes. But no, I really like Tommy. I just think Tommy, I feel like is going to have the hardest time making it to the final 3. And since he's not like straight up my winner pick, I'll put him at 3rd place because I see him like a 5th, 6th, something like that. But I just think he's going to be fun. I just think people are going to like being around him. And like, he could be like a Devins-esque type player where like, yeah, not like to the extent of like, they obviously have very different backgrounds. Devins is a father and a news anchor and all that. But I just feel like they're going to be out there having a great time playing Survivor. I mean, who talks about their Disney coffee mug collection? That's all I can say. He's just like a sporty guy. He's also a teacher. He just seems normal. And Survivor players really aren't that normal anymore. And like I say that lovingly, I like all of you, but a lot of Survivor players just aren't like the type of person you can just sit down and have a beer with all the time. And like Carl is that kind of guy. Like, you want to hang out with Carl. You want to hang out with Davey. You want to hang out with these types of people. And I think that Tommy is going to be one of those people who's just like, we want to hang out with him. But then how are we going to let him in here? But I got to put him in my final 3. I don't know how he's going to get 0 votes since he's so damn likable. But this is my damn fan fiction, okay? So I'm going to keep going with it.
Do your thing.
Pretty big take. I like
That's it, man.
But
That's it.
He's not get a single vote.
Yeah, he's going to get no votes. He's going to be the most likable person in the history of Survivor to never have his name written down. Kara K. Kara K. I mean, except Kara got 4th. But if she made it the final 3, she admits she probably doesn't win. So maybe that's Tommy. He's just so likable that they just don't believe he's playing the game.
Yeah, I feel that.
Intern, who's your number 3?
My number 3, I have Ronnie Barda.
There we go.
That sounds like
So,
a 0 vote getter.
Also Big Brother. Poker players do well in Big Brother. So I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility that a poker player does well in Survivor. But also Ronnie Barda, I get Sash vibes from.
Ooh.
So
Physically
there we go.
or in general?
Just appearance wise, which is
Appearance
definitely
is
not what
enough.
I should base it off of. But I mean,
Like,
That's how Survivor works, man.
yeah, whatever, man.
That's how it works. And that's why my winner pick makes all the more sense, because she has the same exact occupation as the only other African-American winner on Survivor. So I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
I don't remember what.
Seppi was an Air Force veteran.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh.
You kids got to do your homework before you come on to this podcast.
Well, you also said only African American winner, and there were many of those.
Oh, female African-American winner. Grow up, intern. You know what I meant.
Be specific.
29.
Know her job. Yeah.
You're right.
I'm going to finish it up. So everyone say it with me. Dan is the villain. Dan is getting second place. Rain is my 0 vote getter, or just like not winner. And my winner, whose name I kind of forgot right before this podcast, is Lauren Ashley Beck.
Wow. That's wild.
Lauren, you both seem to be like somewhat down on her. I remember reading about her and I was like, all right, she's energetic, like she's super positive. Everyone's gonna like her, yada yada yada. But then I watched her video, and this is the whole like voice thing. Her voice is just like so soothing. Like, she is super chill. She's just like, I'm gonna get an idol. Like, this is what's gonna happen when I do it. She's confident. She's not cocky. I probably on other seasons would be like the obvious person. And I know I always pick the obvious winner, which is probably why I picked her. But I like Lauren and Missy. I think both of them like are like big time obvious. But I'm really liking Lauren. I think she's gonna win. I think Lauren's gonna be fantastic. And like, who wouldn't vote for her? She has such a good demeanor. Everyone's gonna like her.
Well, they're not gonna vote for her because Missy's gonna win.
Yeah, but Missy goes home in 12th place because for reasons that I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Wrong. Incorrect. How old is Missy? Missy's 24. Is that how old she is? I'm trying to figure out how old V was when V won. I think V was 30 something.
Oh, shouldn't you do your homework?
Victoria didn't win.
Victoria. Hey, Victoria.
You said
I
V.
said Vesapia. I said V, meaning Vesapia. You got to know these things. Nobody called Victoria V.
Good thing we don't know Vesapia's age.
Well, Vesapia now is 53, which is wild because Vesapia still looks the same as she did back then.
Exactly the same person.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All
I wish
right.
I looked like that at 53.
My winner pick. Here we go. Okay.
Ta-da.
So this is a Hail Mary. We haven't heard anything about her. I think Nora wins.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
That is a Hail Mary. I like it, though.
It is a
I
Hail
wasn't
Mary.
expecting that.
I think Molly gets second. I think Molly is Nora's ally. Gamer Girl a while ago said intern hasn't said Nora's name yet because they're neighbors. Okay, I am not dying on this hill. Okay, it's a long shot. It's not like Rick Devens. Okay,
To us.
we could just she could completely fall flat. I'm okay with that. I'll give it to you. But I think it's fun. I think entrepreneurship, that's a good idea. Oh my god, so many things.
This is the one I wanted to pick. I couldn't find it. This is the one I wanted. And this is good, though. This is true.
Yeah.
Zepia
So I think what the average age for a Survivor winner is like 30, and seeing as this is an older cast, I think that being 36 could help out. Entrepreneurship, sales, and having good ideas and selling them to people. Yeah, Nora's 36.
36.
So yeah, there we go. Nora's my winner pick.
Wow.
I love that. I
Also
love
different.
this. I love this. Nora's going to be a very like outlier pick. So if Nora wins, you might win this whole game, Robert.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm
I'm okay
like I
with
said
that.
earlier, I was super into her in the cast assessment, and then I realized I know nothing about her. So I'm excited for more of her stuff to come out because I feel like she's one of the very few who I don't have much of a take on. So good choice, Robert.
Thank you.
Yeah. And my number one, the winner, is obviously Missy. I've talked about this 100 times. Air Force veteran, just like Vesapia. I mean, yeah, her story is insane. I mean, I just think like she's lived. She's lived life. She's not a 24-year-old. She's 24 years old, but she's beyond her age. So I think she does it. I think she's our first decently dope winner. But what's most important is that I have Molly at number 2 after taking a rash of shit on that from the cast assessment, where I was like, I've liked everybody so far. Molly sucks. She's going out first. So I had her going out first. I had nothing bad to say about Molly. I just was saying such nice things about everybody. She just happened to be the next person we were talking about when it was time to say something bad about somebody. I really like Molly. And I think, you know what? Like, it's kind of like my Michelle Schubert thing where I said she was going to be the most boring player in the history of Survivor and all that. And then I was like, but like, I'll put her at like 5th because if I'm going to be completely wrong, I don't want to be completely wrong. So, yeah, I got Molly at number 2, the same as Intern. I really thought Intern was going with Molly for the win just to tell me to shove it. So he didn't though.
Yeah, I've committed to it. I can't pull that off now.
You can't do it now, man.
I had this up on the thing for a while, but all 3 of us picked a woman to win, which I feel like is not something that happens very often. This is something that I feel, again, like everyone always rips on us for like looking into stuff, but Jeff said, like, as this cast was announced, he was like, this group of women is freaking awesome. And I feel like he like made a very big point of saying that. I think we're going to get our first female winner since Sarah Lucina. And I know I've been saying that every season, but I actually think that this season will be that one.
Things always level out. And that's like what people forget is like we've had so many male winners in the 30s. I mean, we've had 2 female winners and 8 male winners. Things level out. And I think that we're like in for like a run here. I mean, I think that Michelle Fitzgerald's going to win 40. Whoever's on this season is going to win 39. So I think that we're going to back-to-back female winners here. And then, who knows what happens after that? I don't know what the theme is going to be or anything like that. But yeah, it's funny that we all picked a female winner considering we had Chris Underwood, Nick Wilson, Wendell Holland, Adam Klein, like, and Jeremy Collins and Mike Holloway, all in the 30s, like, and Ben Driebuschen, and all of them are in there. Like, it's crazy that we would just be like, no, a woman's definitely winning this season. But I get a better read from the women on the season than I do the men. A lot of the men feel very samey. And I don't know why that is, but like even like Tom and Dan, they seem like they have a lot in common. They have like they're big guys, very like aggressive personalities. I feel like they're gonna have. One's a bruiser, like on an ice hockey rink. The other one's a bruiser because he's a manager in Hollywood. Like that is something. So I think that I think that the women I just get a better feel from on this season. But if a woman's not gonna win, it's Tommy Sheehan. So.
There you have it. Even though he gets 0 votes, but he'll win.
I mean, he's so likable. Maybe they just don't like the other 2.
Yeah, that could be it. All right, guys, we did it.
We made it.
We did it. We did it. So
Bootlist tier, love that.
This is the most variation we've had like ever. Because normally we're just like same, cool, sounds good, awesome. Like,
move on. Yeah.
This is much better.
I love it. I'm pumped. So yes, hats off to Robert again. He made a great Google link to make these boot lists. So I don't know if we're going to put like a straight up ultimatum on this, but you have to / very, very strongly should only submit your boot list that way. Normally you guys comment on YouTube or you comment somewhere and we have to input it ourselves. Make everyone's lives, yours included, easier and just fill out the boot list in the Google link. It is in this it's in the description of this video. We'll put it in a comment. We'll tweet it. We'll Facebook it. We'll Instagram. We'll do the whole thing. Just please submit your boot list through this Google link. And do it by like the Monday before the season starts. Yeah. I know we have a moving target on that, but just like don't like email us at midnight before the episode and be like, is it too late? Like we don't know. Like just do it. Just do it soon.
So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
intern, go ahead. What were you? What were you?
No,
up to,
I was
buddy?
just. It was more just. Let's come up with a final deadline. Just not say like, not have it be ambiguous. So let's say Monday the 23rd at midnight Pacific time.
That's
the
fine.
cutoff.
That's
That's
then
what the cutoff is.
But now I'm confused.
Yeah.
Is it the 23rd at midnight or is it actually Tuesday at midnight? Because intern,
It is-
that's
it
when
is
the
Monday.
day changes.
It is now Monday the 23rd at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There we
It
go.
is Tuesday 24th in Eastern time.
You just got 23 hours and 59 extra minutes, kids. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're
Everybody.
welcome.
All right, so that's it.
You're welcome.
That's it.
That's
Interns
it.
Got a deadline. Love it.
I just got out of college. I'm still used to deadlines. I
Still
don't know.
deadlines. No, I'm glad you're doing that because we always get people being like, "Is it too late?" And we're like, "Sure, it is." So
Yeah.
Monday,
Who are you?
September 23rd at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time is the last day or time that you can submit in the Google thing. Don't comment on YouTube. I don't care. Do it in the Google thing. Robert put a lot of work into this, and yeah. Oh,
And
fantastic.
to answer this question, you do not need to be a patron to enter a boot list. You just need to be a patron if you want to do our power rankings game with us. That's the $20 patrons. But you should be a patron anyway because we
should be a
do content. We
patron.
just recorded a Q&A, Alexa and I, before this.
We
So.
sure did, and people ask us great questions. You should be a patron, not to enter Bootlist, but because you want more of our content, and we give you guys some great stuff. Next week or this week, TBD, we're going to be doing a retrospective podcast for our $10 and up patrons, and we are going to be casting a season of Celebrity Survivor. It's going to be really funny. It's going to be really great. If you want to hear Q&As, become a $5 patron. If you want to do our power rankings game, which is super fun because we do that every week with a different past Survivor. You need to be a $20 patron for that. And if you win, you get a buff. And if you win this game, you get a buff. But we usually get like 200 plus entries on these. We only get like 30 or 40 in our $20 patron one. So way better chances.
Pretty good odds.
Pretty good odds to win a buff. And the buffs are like
Pretty
$50 now. They just keep going up.
So yeah, become a patron. We'll post the link. Just go to patreon.com/Survivor Specialists. Tell us what you guys thought of our boot list in the comments, but don't do anything else in the comments. Just make sure to put your boot list in the Google Doc, or whatever the thing is, the Google link. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify and iTunes, and we will see y'all soon for our
Wednesday night.
Right? Yes, Wednesday night. Just timing is TBD for our prop bet podcast. So buckle up. It's going to be fun.
Intern, are you back for that?
What do you mean?
Are you going to be doing the prop bet game with us?
If you want me to.
Whoa!
Are you free on Wednesday?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Robert will be joining us for the prop bet
Cool.
podcast.
I'll be back. There we go.
He'll be back. We've almost given him a full-time job.
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
Actually, he may be taking Alexa's spot, and the travel
most of
month
October, yeah.
Because I have to do baseball things again.
I'm trying
So,
to prep myself and pretend that I like intern. It's really hard to, but I'm about to spend a whole
get
month
there,
doing
Phil.
2 podcasts a week with this guy. So
Yeah.
we already have
guys.
we already have one of our guests lined up for the weekend just because I said, were you okay to do this with intern? And they were like, if I have to be.
Ugh.
I don't even know who the guest is. This is exciting.
I'll tell you after. Don't worry.
Ooh, I'm ready.
You're not going to be excited once you hear their name.
I'm ready.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you should just never tell Robert until you guys go live on who the guest is. William, thanks for
That'll be
becoming a
funny.
patron.
I should never tell the guest that intern's going to be who they're podcasting with, so that when they show up and they see it's him, they just X out and say they can't do it tonight.
Why is Alexa on here?
Yeah, sorry, can't make it tonight, unfortunately.
All right, guys. Anything else?
I guess the last thing I would say is if you didn't wish Bradley Clyhe, whatever his name is, a happy birthday the other day, just keep on wishing him a happy birthday. Like as the days go by, just like troll his like accounts, just like annoy the crap out of him.
Great.
Let's troll Bradley. Come on, guys, we can do this. It's my call to action for all
together. Yeah,
together. It's his birthday every day. All of us can celebrate if Bradley's annoyed. So that's my only call to action.
All right, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye.
Oh gosh.